All right, so what we're going to be talking about today is what to do with cold, warm, and hot traffic. And so I was just rereading the book Dotcom Secrets by Russel Brunson, and he's talking about the 7 phases of a funnel. So the big mistake that a lot of people make is they have one funnel, right? And they just treat everybody the same. And the problem is that your messaging is somewhat convoluted. And the reason for that is because you're not speaking directly to the level of sophistication that your customer has of your market potentially, or of you more specifically, and your offer that you're presenting, right? So you want to first make sure that, and it's going to take some extra work, but you want to make sure that you have processes and a different strategy for each segment of your market, whether it's cold, warm, or hot traffic. So we have gone, and just to let you know, a lot of people don't think it's possible to do so, we have gone direct to cold audience for a long time, and we've sold tens of thousands of customers in doing so, albeit keep in mind that with cold traffic, you're going to want to start at a lower price point. Usually what we see work is between $7 and $19 is where you really want to be, is in terms of a low front end offer, just to turn people into buyers, right? And then you have the opportunity to take them through your funnel and upsell them, cross-sell them, downsell them, etc. But starting with cold, if you're going to do that, you want to make sure that whatever you're offering, you're not likely to be able to go straight to a $15,000 package if they're unaware of you, unaware of maybe their problem that they have, right? They don't know that they even have a problem that exists in their world. So you need to indoctrinate them and introduce them to what it is that you specifically offer, right? So the first thing you're gonna do, and let's start with cold traffic, just so you kind of know what you should be doing and how you should be treating those. I would probably start, if it were me, I'd probably start in reverse order. So if you have a website and you've been putting out content for a long time and you're getting ample traffic, even if it's only 2,000 hits a month on your website, that's a unique opportunity for you to work on your warm and your hot audience, right? So I'd probably start with something like a retargeting ad. Maybe they landed on a certain landing page that you have a product or something up that's listed on your website, or a service that you're offering, that people have hit that specific page. So you can do what's called pixeling that person, right? And you can retarget them on platforms like Facebook with Facebook advertisement. When you do that, maybe what you're going to provide is just a little bit more information. Maybe it's just a video. It doesn't necessarily have to be a pitch video. It could just be a video of you educating, right? It's what we like to call your prove it. So you're going to be proving your mechanism, or what it is that you offer that fixes their immediate problem, because you've already qualified these people are a warm audience, meaning they're probably problem aware, right? They know there's an issue in their market. There's an issue in their life. They know there's something that they're trying to solve, and that's how they sought you out to begin with. It's why they watched your podcast, or listened rather. It's why they watched your YouTube video. Maybe it's why they read your blog. It's why they landed on your page and considered buying something from you, right? So retargeting those people, maybe you're just going to provide some more education, because you're trying to take them from being warm into hot, right? And then into a buyer, right? So with that, that's probably what I'd start with, is just retarget your own traffic, retarget the people that are specifically hitting your Facebook pages, engaging with you on social media, et cetera, and just retarget them with further information. Sometimes what I've done is I've taken a YouTube video of me teaching. It could be like this video right now, right? If I'm trying to sell a product that ties to this specific message, maybe I just show them this video that you're watching, and that's like, wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about. I'm ready to take the next steps, and I drop the link in the description or in the comments, right? The comments below inside of that, and I just run it as an ad, right? And then that allows people to kind of watch the video, learn more about what I'm teaching, and then take the next steps moving forward. Hot traffic is pretty much similar, but a little bit different. What I would recommend you do is, at that point, you're going to take them probably just straight back to your sales page, right? Some people go straight to the cart. I would probably send them back to your sales page, the one they landed on before. And maybe something then what you do is use that, and maybe use something like Deadline Funnel or something where there's actually a countdown timer on that page, where they know that that specific offer is a limited time offer, and it's truly a limited time offer, or there's some kind of scarcity involved, right? Putting them into action, making them take the next steps, getting them to commit, to move forward, to hit your sales cart. I don't normally like to go direct to cart. I like to send them back to the sales page, even if it is hot. But there's really no need to pre-frame any further. If they're a hot audience or a warm audience, there's really not any need to further educate them or bring this big, long pitch. You really just need to represent the offer, maybe give them some education, and then move them along throughout your sales process. Now let's get back to what we were talking about before, which is cold audience, cold traffic. All right, so you really want to focus on your pre-frame for every step of the way throughout your funnel. But let's talk about the initial, right? So what you're going to want to do is, again, let's start with something that maybe is a lower offer. So if your core offer is $2,000, maybe that's not what you start with. All right, maybe you want to start with a lead magnet, something that ties into that specific offer. Maybe it's something that is a free resource, like a PDF checklist. You could do something like a quiz. You could do a 3 or 4 part video series, a webinar, something like that you're inviting them to. That is going to allow you to educate them and for them to kind of build a relationship with you, right? So you're going to require an email, which you'll be able to qualify. Okay, is this person a serious person? Is this person not? Let's qualify them. You provide some kind of an offer, right? Maybe it's $7 or $9, whether that's immediately from the point of contact when they find you and you're directly selling something to them directly from your Facebook advertisement or whatever advertisement platform you're using, or you have them sign up for the webinar or 4-part video series, and then you immediately offer something while they're waiting for that, right? So that's something you can do. The benefit of that, of either one of those two, is that you're going to self-liquidate your ad spend in the best case scenario, right? Even if you don't fully self-liquidate, odds are that if you do have something that's in that ballpark of $7 to $19, you're at least going to cut into that ad spend. So if it's going to cost you $5 to $10 to get them into a webinar, and let's say you get half of those people to take that offer between $7 and $19, you're probably paying for a lot of those people, and that's knowing that you're probably going to have the opportunity to sell them on the back end during the webinar, during the 4-part video series, after the quiz, or whatever it is, whatever funnel type you are actually going to use. However, one of the things you're going to focus on is you're going to need to talk to them in a way that speaks to where they are, right? So and you want to figure this out. You want to figure out, is this an offer for unaware, meaning they're unaware completely, they even have a problem? Or do you want to focus on problem aware, right? Which is another little bit further down, a little bit higher level sophistication. Are they aware of a problem, but they're just not aware of any potential solution that's out there for it? Are they solution aware? Meaning, do they know that there's solutions out there, but why should they choose yours, right? So really get a good idea of, okay, yes, I have a cold audience. They don't know who I am, and they don't know that I actually offer anything. But then we need to figure out, too, where are they in the market in terms of their sophistication with that specific problem, right? Or with that specific whatever it is that you're offering inside of your market. So let's figure out, do they know me, which they probably don't if it's cold, right? That's the whole point of having cold traffic. And then 2, what's their sophistication in that market? And then you're going to doctrine and kind of cater your message to speak to those people specifically. And when you do so, if you do it well, then the worst case scenario is that you either use that as exposure, right? Maybe you get some more likes on your Facebook page because you're running advertisement. But also, 2, what did we say before about warm and hot audiences, right? What we're going to do is we can retarget those people once they've engaged. So maybe somebody hits, they don't subscribe, they don't sign up for the webinar, they don't go through the quiz, they don't do the 4-part video series, or they don't take your lead magnet, right? Let's say they don't do any of those things, but they did engage with the ad. They liked it, or maybe it was interesting, and they clicked on it, they expanded it, and they kind of read the whole text that you wrote out. You can retarget those people that engaged with your specific page or with your specific post. So it's, again, the beautiful thing about online marketing, if you do it right, is, and this is the way I explain to people the metaphor that I like to use, is when it rains, right, and you have a bucket, and you're out there trying to catch the bucket, right, and catch rain with your bucket. If you miss that rain, that's the end, right? You caught whatever you caught, and you have to wait for it to rain again, right? So the beautiful thing about online marketing, if you do it right, with these retargeting, these pixeling people, and having these various forms within your funnel, and cross-selling and downselling and upselling and all this stuff, is you get to maximize the rain that's actually coming in, right? So you get to have compounding effect on that. But also, too, the rain that you miss, all you do is just toss it back up, and you get a chance to catch it again, right? So I wouldn't overwhelm myself with trying to get all of these pieces in place first, right? Really build out. I think a lot of people just start creating ads all over the place for all these different things they're trying to test. And I think they end up just doing a lot of stuff and spending a lot of money and not really accomplishing much of anything. So I would start with, again, what you've already created, right? That's going to be the easiest customers for you to land anyways, are people that have already engaged with you in some way. Start there. When you really master that, when you really mastered your verbiage, when you've really mastered and optimized your conversion numbers on those specific efforts, then what we're going to do is then focus on cold. And if you can start scaling out the cold, when you really have dialed in that offer and you can really start capitalizing rather on what you're doing, then we're going to start experimenting with cold audiences, starting to take advantage of other people's built-in audiences, right? And targeting those people, specific interests, specific people in your industry, maybe other offers of the people, that are competitors that you can start targeting their audiences. So different things you can do, but I'd recommend you do it in that order specifically. Just make sure that for each one of those, cold, warm, or hot, that you do have individual strategies that you're going to deploy over time and keep testing and tweaking as you go. All right, guys, if you liked this little lesson, this little nugget that I gave you, make sure to consider my 14-day trial to StartupBooks. StartupBooks is my book club community, and it's specifically for entrepreneurs. It's like your personal coach, right, or your personal trainer for reading. So it's accountability. We have reading plans. We have all kind of insights and further knowledge for every book that we read inside that community. So you're going to get your reads done. You're going to be expanding your learning. You're going to be turning knowledge into profits. And you're going to have me there every step of the way with you, giving you one-on-one coaching inside of our private coaching group. So take advantage of that. There's a 14-day trial. You can take advantage of that offer. It's called StartupBooks. You can grab that link below or go to mystartupbooks.com. And I will see you guys inside.